Hello and welcome to KickStart's 2024 in Amsterdam. Joining me now is Stijn, Managing Director for the Dutch Data Center Association and Chairman for KickStart Europe. And Stijn, it's over. It's done.
It's over and done. Well, this is a nice start of an interview. No,
it's
but
over in a good way.
We're looking back at a very successful day, and you're still alive too. Yeah. It's over.
Well, we survived. We're already going for the next one. So.
Yeah. No, but it's. I really enjoyed the day. It was really the attendance was really great. The tracks were okay. No big incidents happened. So everybody, what I heard, was really enjoying themselves. So we're very happy.
The feedback that I've been hearing has been really good, and even people that have been sitting down, we've asked them about the conference, and everyone seems to be quite impressed with how it's grown, and it's overgrown the venue as well. So we'll talk about that in a second. I think a very interesting aspect of the conference is the program and the thought leadership behind it. And there's been a lot of conversations on geopolitics, finance, investment. The world theatre is changing. So my first question to you is, with the macroeconomics of the world really, they're not spinning out of control, but in a very unstable phase right now, and then the impact on the commercial cycles, on how we build facilities, on the supply chain, on how we finance things. How do you think all this, plus you add in geopolitics into it, how do you think all this is going to, or could it impact the European data center space this year?
Well, I think it's another thing that is impacting the data center space. If you look at, it's very complex because you have lots of things going on. You have the energy transition, you have the shortage of power due to that, you have the geopolitical situation, you have the AI boom, which is really, the supply is not there anymore for the huge demand. So it's a lot of things at the same time. And that is impacting our industry. So where do we have to grow? All the sort of like the vacancy rates at the large tier 1 locations are almost close to zero. So we need to rethink the model, and we need to really start doing things in a different way. While on the other hand, our a ministry and many other countries in Europe, in the world, are saying we are choosing for a digital economy. We are choosing for more data in our own country. So it's sort of like a complex, big challenge.
Interesting. When you look into the size of the European data center space, what's your assessment of what's happening? We saw CBRE this morning presenting their figures. It's going to be 5.8 gigawatts by the end of next year or this year. 61% primary markets, 39% secondary markets, which is a big portion, and secondary markets are very exciting. What's your assessment of the size of the European data center play?
Well, I think that what you will see is that due to the fact that the vacancies are so low, you will see that other markets will come into play. You will see that, you're seeing that already with the Nordics, with Spain, with Italy. I think we are moving towards the east also. But at this moment there is also a look for power. There's a look for new clusters, new locations, because the traditional tier 1 locations they are sort of like full, and we need to find an alternative. So it will spread more around Europe. That's sort of like a thing that is already happening for a very long time. Microsoft started, for instance, in Dublin and in Amsterdam, and now they are in 13, 14 countries with their own facilities. So it is something that is ongoing. On the other hand, I think that the tier 1 location will remain very important, and they will find a way out of this challenge.
Okay, one interesting topic that resurfaced today, actually, that I haven't heard in a few other conferences I've been to before this one, is that we might be sleepwalking into an AI bubble. So with the sense that colocation operators are building a lot of supply, the hyperscalers come in, but then if the hyperscalers decide to change their strategy, they'll say, well, we don't need you anymore, thank you very much, we're going to do it our own thing and we're going to move into our own facilities. Do you see that happening? Are you worried about an AI bubble in the European marketplace?
I think that it's difficult to see or to predict for the AI future. I think that if you look at the things that are going onto the market, I think AI is a thing that we need for all the major challenges, the interconnectivity that we need to combine all the different elements together. You need a stronger way of managing things or of organizing things and analyzing things. So AI is needed. I think that AI is already revolutionizing things like the banking sector, the legal sector, but now also the media sector with Sora being shown, I think 2 weeks ago. We are still working with a media company who makes our videos, but they maybe in next year you can do it yourself behind the computer.
There's AI in these microphones.
Yeah, so no, and so I don't think, in one hand, it's a real bubble, because there is actually already some sectors who benefit from it, and I think that the internet boom was sort of like a lot of models, but there was no sort of like payment model behind it. And I think it's already a little bit different now, that it is maybe over-exaggerated. Yes, but I don't think it's a boom or a real bubble.
Okay, and I know you've had a very long day, so I'm not going to keep you for much longer. You're the MD for the Dutch Data Center Association. You also sit on the board of the EUDCA, the European Data Center Association. Yeah. Give us a very quick, an elevator pitch for each side of for each organization on what 2024 has on the cards, and how the two are navigating everything that we've just spoken about.
Yeah, well, that's a good question, and it's a really relevant question. What is happening now? We are trying to get. Well, in the Netherlands, we are very fortunate. We started 10 years ago. We are with 10 people with the DDA. There's a lot of challenges, and we need all the manpower that we have to counter these, to explain data centers, to be sort of like a partner towards the government, towards politics. And what we see in Europe is that in many countries the data center associations are now starting, and what we're doing with the European Association is that we try to get all the knowledge and all these locations working together in a better way. So our focus for 2024 on the EUDCA is to really, with the information that we have, do the most and bring the younger organization more into play and help each other with this, the 80% of the issues that we have are basically the same. So we need to work together. We need to find a model, and we do that more. We have to do that more professionally, because the challenges are real. And this is an industry which is going, which uses a lot of capex, a lot of investment. So there's a real value in having a professional representation of the industry. So, but yeah, that is a real challenge to get to the next level. For us in the Netherlands specifically, also to see how can we find ways to grow further. We're one of the important hubs, so we need to find place, power, perception to grow the industry further, and that's, I think, one of the main goals for this year.
Okay. Last question. I mean, the banners are being rolled back down, the stage lights have been turned off, the stands downstairs are being dismantled. What can you tell us about 2025? What's KickStart's 2025 going to be like?
I think it's basically the same as this year, but a little bit better. So we believe in it has grown every year with a couple of hundred of people extra. We went from 300 the first year to 1,800 this year. We are very fortunate that we get so much support from so many people, so many companies. We try to improve on a couple of things that worked for the most part really well, and next year will be a little bit better.
So learning curves.
And so we hope maybe the same amount of people. That's not too bad, but we want to continue our way, and no bubble for us.
No, not for the events business. But back in Amsterdam,
back in Amsterdam.
Very good. Stijn Grove, thanks so much for talking to me.
Thank you
well
so
done
much.
for another edition, and I can't wait to see what 2025 has in the cards.
Yeah.
Um,
And let's have a beer now.
Yeah, we will have a beer. As for your home, thank you for watching, and do check our website and social media for more timely news from the digital infrastructure sector worldwide. At the Tech Capital, you lead, we report. Bye for now.